Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming. I'm your host, Richard, and today we are back with WiFridays, and today is going to be another OU match. I know we've been doing a lot of those lately, but honestly, that's the most competitive Pokemon I have are going to be OU. Some UU and all that stuff. And as you can see by this team, I have a lot of UU in there lower. I think Mega Houndoom is actually RU now. I think it started as UU and X and Y, but I haven't used it, and honestly, I was going to bring Omega Charizard Y. And I'm like, hey, let's bring Houndoom instead. But today we have a battle against Jonathan, who is better known as ClassyCat, amazing PokeTuber. So go check him out. Link will be in the description below. And he was tweeting out looking for an OU match. So I figured, hey, I'm not doing anything, just laying in bed. I might as well battle. I have my 3DS out. And he ends up bringing a weather team as well with Sandstorm. I see a Mega Venusaur on this team, which I found a little bit strange, but I'm like, kind of makes sense. Haven't seen a Mega Venusaur on a Sandstorm team, but we will see how that turns out for us. Of course, I brought the Donphan just for rock types that want to come up against my fire types. I got the Trevenant for the Harvest. I got Conkeldurr, just because Conkeldurr really works on any OU team. Got a Rotom Wash that wants to kind of deal with Charizards that are trying to take advantage of my own sun. And then we got Mega Houndoom with Solar Power and the Ninetales to set up the sun. This is my typical sun team. I used to run this all the time in X and Y. I absolutely love using sun teams. Sometimes I'll switch Trevenant out for Venusaur. Sometimes I'll switch Houndoom out for Charizard. But typically this is the team I'll use for sun. And of course, on the Sand team, he's got the Mandibuzz, probably with the Overcoat to stop getting hurt from Sandstorm. Tyranitar set up the Sandstorm. The Ferrothorn, just really because it works in sand. Donphan also works in sand. Gengar, and then Venusaur. I guess Venusaur makes sense because of Azumarill, because Tyranitar doesn't want to deal with the Azumarill. But we're going to hop into this battle here and see what happens. Alright, so I led with my Donphan here. Just wanted to get some Stealth Rocks up, and really it could do damage to almost anything. Except for this Venusaur. I could have stayed in instead of Stealth Rocks or Earthquaked, but I decided just get out here, save my Donphan for later. And we're just going to switch out into Ninetales, because Ninetales, this Ninetales has some good special defense, plus it's going to be setting up the Drought, and Venusaur, even though it has thick fat, still doesn't want to take a Drought-boosted Flamethrower. So he's going to Mega Evolve, of course, into the Mega Venusaur. And this turn, he just goes straight for the Grass Knot. Move you don't usually see in Venusaur just because people tend to try and run Giga Drain for that recovery to help Venusaur stay as a wall. But Grass Knot is a really good defensive move on him, too. Just one less seen. He's going to switch out, of course, into the Donphan. And I just went straight for the Will-O-Wisp, knowing he's not going to want to stay in with Venusaur. Probably wanted to go into his Tyranitar. If I would have gotten a burn on Tyranitar early, that would have been great. But it does get Donphan, so it breaks it sturdy, and I'm just going to go straight for a Solar Beam, and barring him beating an Assault Vest Donphan, it should just blast him right out of the arena without any sturdy to save him, which it does. So Donphan goes down early, so no rocks for him, which is going to be amazing for my team, since I'm the more rocks weak team compared to his. So he's going to bring out Everest the Tyranitar, which I love that name for Tyranitar, and it's going to bring up the Sandstorm to get rid of my son, and he actually doubles out here, which is a good play because obviously Ninetales isn't going to stay in a Sandstorm against a Tyranitar, and he goes out into Gengar. I go into my own Donphan, and I figure, well, I've got Sturdy, I might as well go for my Stealth Rocks while I'm here. He's got the Black Sludge Gengar, so he's not going to be taking damage from Sandstorm, which is nice. But he gets that Will-O-Wisp off on the Donphan, and I get my Stealth Rocks up, which is going to be nice. But both of our Donphans have been burned, so that's kind of bad. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Still kind of getting over a cold there. But I'm going to switch out because Donphan really doesn't want to do anything else. I can save him for later. And I can bring in my Ninetales, get that sun back up. He's not going to Will-O-Wisp again, of course. But I figure, again, Ninetales has that special defense. That should be able to save it from a Gengar attack. He goes for the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, gets a crit. It would have still done about 50%, so I guess it really didn't matter. But I got my Sun up, so I'm going to switch out into Conkeldurr, who has the Assault Vest, so should be able to take a Shadow Ball very nicely. Gengar goes for that Shadow Ball, and we take it, but we do get the special defense drop, unfortunately. Now, he decides to go for Will-O-Wisp here, forgetting about Guts on Conkeldurr. So when I go for this knockoff, it's going to definitely destroy this Gengar without a problem at all. I keep forgetting that a lot of Gengars don't really run Focus Sash in singles. I saw the Black Sludge, but like right in my mind, I'm like, oh, so good thing you didn't have Focus Sash. But I already knew that. But the Venusaur is going to come out. At this point, I figure an Ice Punch will do quite a bit. Did not think Venusaur would outspeed. I should have known that. Plus, Sludge Bomb gets the critical hit, and I already have a special defense drop. Honestly, I thought I would have lived a Sludge Bomb, but special defense drop crit, you're not going to live. So I'm going to bring out my Houndoom here, get a nice solar-powered, sun-boosted flamethrower off. But he does bring out the Tyranitar, being smart about it. So he's going to get the Sandstream up, which will get rid of my solar power boost and my sun boost for my flamethrower. But I will just Mega Evolve my She-Wolf. If anybody knows that reference, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But I'm going to Flamethrower here. And of course, Tyranitar's got special defense to spare, and it's in the sand. So it's going to take that Flamethrower. Honestly, not as well as I thought it was going to. But I'm going to switch out here. And I'm going to go straight into the Rotom Wash, seeing if he's going to Earthquake. I figured he would Stone Edge because I do have a Rotom. But fortunately, he does miss the Stone Edge. So he's going to switch out his Tyranitar, not wanting to take a Hydro Pump. And he's going to go out into the Venusaur here. I just went for the Will-O-Wisp, just trying to burn him, or if he wants to bring anything else in. And unfortunately, I missed the burn. Again, it's a Venusaur, so I wasn't really too concerned that I missed, but getting that residual damage would have been nice, especially on a Venusaur. So I'm going to switch out, not wanting to take a Grass Knot, although Rotom Wash is fairly light. And I'm just going to go into Donphan to sack him off here. But Venusaur actually goes for the Sludge Bomb, which Donphan does resist, so I'm able to take that, and I should be able to get an Earthquake off. I think I get an Earthquake off, I'm not sure. But either way, Donphan came in to die, so I'm not going to try and save him or do anything crazy. Could have went for an Ice Shard just for damage, but honestly it would have been pitiful damage. So Venusaur does outspeed, get the Grass Knot off, and that will kill Donphan. But we just needed a safe switch into Ninetales here. And honestly, I was trying to get Ninetales in on the Venusaur. Actually, I brought in the Houndoom. I was trying to get Ninetales in on the Venusaur without Tyranitar. So I had to kill off Tyranitar because Ninetales did have Psyshock. So even so, it would be able to take out that Venusaur pretty nicely. Of course, he brings in the Tyranitar again. Get up that Sandstorm. And I just went for the Flamethrower here just to be safe. It does a decent amount to the Tyranitar, and we still have that chance to burn. So I'm not afraid to go for Flamethrowers as long as Tyranitar is around. It'll just be things like Solar Beam, which is both on Houndoom and Ninetales, and Psylocke. So I bring in Trevenant, expecting another Stone Edge, and he actually crunches this time, which completely blew me out of the water. Trevenant does actually live it, but Trevenant's not going to live another one. I was hoping he was going to outspeed this Tyranitar, but he doesn't. Tyranitar gets the crunch off, so I'm just assuming there's like a little speed investment in this Tyranitar, or my Trevenant's just slow. I actually haven't looked at my EV spread for Trevenant in quite a while, so I should probably check that out. So I bring it out Ninetales, figuring I can get a Solar Beam off on this Tyranitar, because he's not going to want to go into Venusaur, even if I was going for Solar Beam. But it turns out this Tyranitar outspeeds my Ninetales, and that's when I knew this Tyranitar is scarfed. Unfortunately, I figured it out after 2 Pokemon went down, but I did end up getting my Sun, so he's going to have to switch out Tyranitar again. And anything that's coming in is going to be taking a hit from Houndoom. He is going to switch out Tyranitar into the Mandibuzz here, just because Mandibuzz is more of a wall, and even though Mandibuzz can take hits, it doesn't want to take solar power boosted Solar Beam from a Houndoom. Mega Houndoom, that is. So I get the Solar Beam off, and it brings it down to about 50%, and of course I take my solar power damage. And then after leftovers, he's actually going to get up above 50%. Now, I go for the Flamethrower here, and after being Sun Boosted, Solar Power, all that good stuff, it does take out the the Mandibuzz, which I was a little concerned about, but we did have a Rotom Wash, which could take care of it. But Houndoom, proving its worth here, took him out. And he's going to bring out the Tyranitar now. And he's going to be continuously taking Stealth Rock damage as he brings in the Tyranitar. Unfortunately, this means that his Sand is now here to stay. So I'm going to switch out Houndoom, knowing that Tyranitar can hurt me severely. And he goes for another Stone Edge and misses again on the Rotom Wash switch-in. Now I know he doesn't want to stay in with Tyranitar, of course, so he just switched it out and brings it into the Venusaur. I decided to just go for Volt Switch here, just because everything's getting hurt so much from Stealth Rocks with all the switch-ins that Volt Switch, I don't really care if it doesn't do that much. We do end up getting a critical hit on this Venusaur, which is nice, but I don't think we needed it at this point. And I'm just going to go back into She-Wolf, because a Flamethrower, even though it is a Mega Venusaur, it should still take it out from here, especially after Sandstorm damage. So I just go straight for the Flamethrower, and Thick Fat will not save this Venusaur. It will fall to the might of She-Wolf. And sorry to say, Venusaur, you're down. Venusaur didn't cause me as much problems in this battle as it usually does, so that was nice. And he actually goes into Ferrothorn here. Now, I was wondering if he was going to be more of a especially defensive Ferrothorn, because that's what I run to specifically take Fire-type moves. And he is in the sand, so that helps a little bit. And he actually goes for Protect. So he was actually trying to have me take enough damage to where Tyranitar's Crunch could take me out. He goes for a second Protect, and it doesn't work, so I get the Flamethrower off, and it does one-shot this Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn's going to fall. I will take some more Sandstorm damage. Actually, no, wait. Sandstorm subsides this turn. So I wouldn't have taken Sandstorm damage even if he hit the Protect. So he brings out Tyranitar here. Tyranitar's going to take Stealth Rocks. So even a Flamethrower will knock it out at this point. But it's just a matter of will Choice Scarf Tyranitar go first or Timid Houndoom, which Timid Houndoom, of course, does, as you see. And it will take out the Tyranitar for the game. So Mega Houndoom getting a nice little sweep at the end there. I think... How many did Houndoom take out? It took out the Mandibuzz, the Ferrothorn, the Venusaur, and the Tyranitar? I don't know if it took out... Because Ninetales took out... Yeah, Ninetales took out Donphan. Conkeldurr took out Gengar. So Mega Houndoom, even though it's RU, took out 4 OU Pokemon. So, take that, Smogon. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, go check out ClassyCat if you haven't already. And... hopefully this is the end of my cold. I keep saying that at the end of every video, but it just keeps happening. So we'll see if I can get rid of this. Have some hot apple cider, see if that clears it up. But thank you guys again so much, and we will see you next time. Bye!